Yo, check it. Yo, what is up, fam? You are back for another video. AMC, they said it was dead, but it looks like it's coming back. We're at a critical juncture right now, and I'm going to break down the charts, facts, data, and levels you need to know as a trader and investor. They said it was dead. I literally called the bottom, and we're seeing that 10% plus green week that I promised. We're also going to break down GME, and we're going to look at SPY, micro and macro. Data drops that you need to know as a trader and what's happening in the overall economy and what happened in the Fed speech. We're also going to be looking at Bitcoin. I'm going to drop a little bit of hope, not hopium, based off the charts, facts, and data. That's why it's hope. We might not have to see that flush out that I was worried about. So wait to the end because your favorite altcoin is going to depend on this as well. And we look at some altcoins. So I'm going to break it all down. Let's go ahead and hop into charts, facts, data. Let's go.
Yo, fam, what is up? You are back for another video at DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the overall stock and crypto market. You already know what it is. This video is not financial advice. Should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. And if you want to help out, leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe. Thank you all today for an amazing stream and also 15,550 subscribers. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We've been blowing up. Let's go. AMC blowing up as well as expected, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into all that and more. We also have news for AMC. If you haven't heard, I'm going to break it all down. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. You heard about it already. Now, I'm going to show you guys the key levels that you need to know. AMC, GME, and then we'll move into SPY. But right now, we do have something worrying to talk about here on GME. And you guys know I have to always keep it 100 with you and tell you what the charts tell me. Even if it's one of my favorite stocks, if I see something bearish, I got to tell y'all. And I do see something bearish. Again, the gap fill. And the gap fill is something I worried about as soon as we seen it when we got this move to the upside. After we got rejected from the sloping support and resistance, it looks like we're going to be filling the gap, okay? It looks like we're going to start moving down towards that gap fill. Why do I say that? We have bearish MACD on most of the bigger time frames. We also have a bear flag, okay? We have a bear flag forming right now. It looks like GME is going to come down towards 25.67, and if we lose 25.67, you will see that gap come into play, and we'll start moving down towards that gap fill. Now, we already broke out of this rising wedge, so if we did come down for that gap fill, it wouldn't be that bad. All it would be is a retest of the rising wedge or falling wedge, and that is very, very bullish. So we have this falling wedge here on GME. You would come up, you would retest it, and then you get that bounce, and then you see that push to the upside. So even if we did come back, it would be bullish. And you can see that there's actually buy orders here for GME as well. That green bar that you see, that is a buy orders. So again, GME is bullish in my personal opinion, but it is going to have to come down and fill that gap potentially, which has a low price target sitting at 24.63, 25.29. And again, that would be a prime buying opportunity in my personal opinion based off the charts, facts, and data that we see here. Now, if GameStop can manage to break back above the key levels of 26.19 and hold that level, we could see some recovery. But right now, it looks to me that we're going to see bearish momentum push us down to the downside, and that's going to have us come down and fill that gap. You can see that we already have bearish momentum forming here on the hourly time frame with the alligator and multiple indicators showing me that we're going to be moving to the downside. The only thing that is keeping me bullish that we might not have to go down there is that we do have these buy orders. But again, the algorithms are going to hunt for that liquidity, and that gap is going to get filled. It's a gap on the daily time frame as well, so that gap will get filled. Now, we did leave a gap to the upside, so it is still very, very bullish. Okay, we still have this gap to the upside here. So again, if GME does come down and fill that gap, I think it's a prime buying opportunity in my personal opinion. Again, this is not financial advice specialized for you. This is just what I'm looking at based off the charts, facts, and data. Because we have this gap filled to the upside, once we come down, it looks like you'll see a spring to the upside, and that also correlates with the falling wedge that we have here on GME stock. So this is what I'm looking at for GME. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for AMC. And I just want to show you guys a lot of short shares for GME. A lot of short shares, 3 million short shares. They're sitting on these short shares, man. Why? Because I think another rally is coming. I think a rally is coming for both the meme stocks I want AMC and GME to move up together because that would put more pressure on the shorts. The same people that are short GME are the same people that are short AMC and vice versa. So that will put pressure on the shorts. And of course, if we see SPY pulling back while AMC and GME start to trend up, that would also be an ideal situation to see AMC and GME make some big moves to the upside. Now you can also see here as far as cost to borrow for GameStop sitting at 0.35%, slightly ticking to the upside. AMC had this big pop to cost to borrow here, was actually over 1%. I told you guys if we seen a spike in cost to borrow or cost to borrow spikes, again, that could be sign that, again, I'm not trying to get people too hyped, but spiking cost to borrow is sign of a short squeeze, okay? And if cost to borrow goes up and remains up, that's a very bullish sign. So if we can see cost to borrow get over 1% for AMC, that is good. Obviously, we want it much higher than that, but because of the reverse split, the dilution, this is how we're looking at things now. So 1% actually would be decent here on AMC, and of course, we want it more than that. But if you do see cost to borrow go up, that's a sign that is bullish that anybody can look at. So you can check AMC cost to borrow, see if it's going up. That directly shows liquidity in the background. Also, when cost to borrow is higher, it's harder for them to get short shares. So that is why cost to borrow is important. You can see cost to borrow 0.69% here for AMC, and they have a ton of shares, but they've only been using very, very little of them, okay? They're still sitting on shares because I think a bigger rally is to come. Now, I told you guys we would get at least a 10% week here on AMC, but maybe as high as a 20 or a 30. You guys can see that we're well in the range of 10% here for AMC. If you go ahead and go to the weekly time frame, you can see that AMC is up 12.90% for the week, and I think that this is only the beginning. I think AMC is about to see another move to the upside, so let me break it all down. So I want to show you guys a few things going on here in the options chain as far as AMC is concerned. You can see that options are stacked to the call side. As far as expiration date for this coming Friday, the 14th, you can see that we have $4 calls being bought and $3.50 calls being bought. Okay, so they are, it looks like market makers, institutions, somebody is bullish on $3.50 and $4 calls here on AMC. Are they hedging against a potential move? I don't know, but you can see that people are buying calls for AMC. Also, if I go a strike price out February 21st and 28th, I'll show you guys. You can see $7.50, $7 call, $6.50. People are buying call options heavily stacked to the call side, expecting a possible rally here for AMC if we can get a move up. Also a possible gamma ramp if we can get past the key level of $3.50 and hold that level. That's why it's so critical. I talked about it on the live stream to get above $3.50, and we are at a critical point that if we can hold $3.50, we could see a very, very nice move up, and I'm going to break it all down. You want to watch this whole thing because we're at a critical juncture here for AMC. You can also see calls being bought for the next strike price out or expiration out as well, February 28th. So again, bullish signs. We also have this news for AMC stock. Goldman Sachs buying AMC. Of course, they did get sold some AMC, but I believe that institutions, long operators, smart money, hedge funds are indeed buying AMC, and that's why we're seeing AMC volume start to pick up. You can actually see that we have 40 million volume here for this week. And we already have 40 million volume. We still have more days of trading. That's what we did last week, and you can see that's what we normally do in a week. So our volume is up here for AMC, and it's very, very decent. Also, you notice towards the end of the day, that's normally institutions. I've been noticing that during these accumulation ranges down here. I've been noticing people buying at the end of the day, and also in after hours. We've seen a little bit of buying in after hours yesterday, I do believe, as well. Normally that's going to be institutions, smart money, big hedge funds buying. So I do believe big hedge funds are actually buying AMC stock, believe it or not. And we can see some evidence here with that Goldman Sachs 13G filing, which shows that they own actually more than 5% of the total float. So they own a ton of shares. Now, they did recently get sold some directly from Adam Aaron. So again, this could be more signs of that as well. What are they going to use those shares for? Could they use them for shorting? Could they be preparing to hedge against a potential move? that time will tell, but I think we're going to start seeing liquidity dry up and AMC continue to the upside, and I'm going to break down why. So not only of the options chain, we have smart money buying, but we also have bullish technicals as well. Now, you can see that we closed above 350 here on Webull, but we are down below it in after hours. Now, if I put this video out and we get a pop above it in after hours, that's great, but I'm actually expecting a consolidation here on AMC for the morning. And then what we'll see probably is a retest of these lower levels before breaking 350. But we have to continue up, okay? If we do not continue up here for AMC stock, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have to pull back decent, okay? It's not going to be some crazy pullback. We're going to make a higher low and move up. And I think there's a good chance that we're actually going to continue up based off of everything I'm looking at. But because RSI is so overbought, and we are so far out the bands, we're literally squeezing out the bands. We have super trend buy signals on the daily time frame, you can see here, which is absolutely insane. Another bullish signal, very bullish signal, and we're squeezing outside of the bands. So again, on the smaller time frames, we need to just keep going, or we're gonna have a decent pullback. But based off what I'm seeing here, we do have a potential to keep going, but RSI is very overbought. We have to break and hold 350. If we break and hold 350, we're going to start moving towards $4 and possibly start moving significantly faster, as AMC would kind of get a gamma ramp squeeze type of effect and start to move up. I'm not talking a massive short squeeze, but I'm saying just, you know, literally doing numbers, maybe even a 10% day, 15% day, if we can break and hold 350 as we move into Friday and the rest of the trading days. Obviously, we have Thursday and Friday. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC. Coming back inside of the bands on the 4-hour, but even look at the daily right now. Bands are tightening up. Things are looking good for AMC stock. I told you guys that we were going to come down. I literally called the bottom. I said 296, and we came down to 295, and I said once we bottom, we're going to actually rally up, and that's exactly what we're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, people were saying AMC's dead. It can't do anything. It won't do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, when people say that, that's literally the time to start going in, okay? When you start seeing that in the comments, and I've said that time and time before, time to go in, because that's the type of mindset that they want you to have, and some people unfortunately fall for it because they're not experienced in the market, and then they get caught. Again, AMC getting a nasty bounce to the upside already from the lows, 20% off of the lows again just in a few days. So nice to see AMC moving to the upside. I think we're going to see a continuation of this based off of what I'm looking here, but again, we need to break and hold that 350. If we don't, we'll come back down to like 336, get a bounce, 325, and then get a bounce and continue up. But I think something special is actually setting up here, and I think we have a very good chance of breaking, holding 350 tomorrow, and potentially seeing another green day for AMC, but it's all about that key level. So this is what I'm looking at. Again, tune into the live stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That way you can get all of the key levels and technicals as they become available. And I will be live tomorrow. Tune in to see if we break that 350, and I'll give you the technicals as they come out. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC. Let's go ahead and move into SPY, overall stock market, and wrap up this video. So inflation did come out hot. So this is showing more signs of the narrative of the macro that yes, we are moving into a very bad time. Stagflation. Inflation's not going away. It's actually ticked back up to 3%. And we have GDP, which our last GDP came out lower. So the economy is contracting. Inflation is increasing. This is stagflation, ladies and gentlemen. So this is not good. Okay, this is not good. You can see inflation all the way back up to core inflation rate year over year, 3.3%, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute insanity. And they're trying to talk about 2%, not anywhere close. Now, we do have PPI dropping tomorrow. That's going to be another major data drop, 8:30, so watch for that volatility on SPY. Looks like SPY, to me, though, is going to be moving to the downside. I think we're going to see more bearishness coming here into Friday. In my personal opinion, I think Thursday might get a little bearish, but I think Friday is going to be particularly bearish, in my personal opinion. Again, we'll wait to see when we get there. But watch the key levels for SPY. Again, key levels are what you need to play. If SPY is able to break above 604.67, then you could see a little bit of move to the upside. But what I think SPY is going to actually do is move down towards 603.36 and continue down. You have to lose that level of 603.36. If you don't lose that level, it's not going to continue down, and it's not a good time to short. And of course, if SPY ends up losing 694, you're going to see a big drop down. We actually got inflation and it dropped crazy. We made this bear flag and pulled back. This bear flag is indications that we are going to see more downside. You can see bearish MACD here, RSI trending down, bearish MACD on the 4-hour time frame, bearish MACD on the 2-hour time frame. It looks to me that SPY is topping out. And again, as far as the macro is concerned, I keep trying to show you guys this, and especially with Bitcoin, how Bitcoin absolutely ripped to the upside, but that bearish divergence will play out. You can see absolutely ripped, and then it started to flatten out and correct down. That's exactly what SPY is going to do because of the bearish divergence. I keep saying this in pretty much every single video. You have this big move up, you flatten out, and then you're going to correct down. We could get one more even crazy pop to the upside, but I think we're kind of past that point. You're going to see a correction down, and a lot of people are not going to believe that it can happen, but it will happen, ladies and gentlemen. And this is just based off the charts, facts, and data. And I think that as the narrative of the macro technical starts to come into play, which is the stagflation, inflation not going away, you can even see people in the testimony for the Fed speech today. They were basically started off saying, yo, you're saying things are cool, but it's not cool. So long story short, they didn't say it like that, but long story short, that's what they're saying. So bearish divergence, RSI trending down, volume trending down, price trending up. This is not healthy. Also, RSI overbought on the monthly time frame. Every time we have that, we have these major pullbacks. I think we're going to see a decent pullback for SPY. Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you guys to decide. But this is what I'm looking at for SPY on the macro and the micro. I think we're going to see a bearish day tomorrow. We did see a red day today overall. But this is what we're looking at. Just a quick addition for SPY. This is going to be kind of just thrown into the SPY section, but I also forgot to show you guys and girls the data drops. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that we did break down from the rising wedge as promised. Again, this can show you what's going to happen before the news does. Technicals can show you. We have these multiple rising wedge, rising wedge, rising wedge, rising wedge. They break down, break down, break down. We had another one for the inflation data and got a breakdown as the rising wedge predicted would happen. So again, watch your technicals. Technicals will tell you what's going to happen before something actually happens. And again, it's showing bearish momentum as we keep making lower high, lower high, lower high. Looks like SPY is topping out. We might get one more spike again, but it looks like we're going to be topping out and soon start to get that overall curvature, which I'm about to break down after the end of this. Also, you guys can see that we have PPI tomorrow. That's going to be huge. That's going to be right at 8:30. So watch for that volatility. If you see SPY spike, you know that was PPI, and it could cause a little bit of bullish momentum. If you see SPY drop, that could also cause bearish momentum going into the day as well. It's going to be based off PPI. That drops at 8:30. So you're going to want to watch for that data drop and be aware of that. Now, it had a push to the upside, but it was a negative day. You can see we're down 0.32%. If you look at the top of your screen, it was a red day for SPY, and I think we might see another red day tomorrow for SPY, overall giving us that red week that we were looking for SPY, which I did predict earlier in the weekly outlook and prediction, and getting a green week for GME. Hopefully we keep holding for GME. I think we might have to come down, but hopefully I'm about to get 3 out of 3 because I told you guys AMC green week, GME green week, SPY red week. Some people are like, how can that even happen? Ladies and gentlemen, it can happen, and you're seeing it unfold, and we are on track with the weekly outlook and prediction. So again, like and subscribe for very accurate technical analysis. Now let's go ahead and move into BTC and wrap up this video. So BTC, red MACD on the weekly time frame, but it's still holding on. It could consolidate above this 91.6K level, but if we lost 91.6K, you're going to see a decent pullback. That would be a buying opportunity in my personal opinion. Crypto fear and greed started to moving into the fear segment. Altcoins are starting to pick up now because Bitcoin is moving again. Altcoin gems, like I called out, like XCN, starting to move up 17%. You can see Ethereum actually doing pretty well. As far as the macro is concerned, Ethereum is actually tracking with this macro accumulation where you could see move up. So maybe Bitcoin will consolidate and make a move up. But listen, because Bitcoin dominance is so high, Bitcoin controls the market, okay? Bitcoin dominance is basically showing how dominant Bitcoin is over the market and how much money is going into Bitcoin versus altcoins. Bitcoin dominance is at 57%. When it's this high, if Bitcoin goes up, then altcoins will go up. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins will go down and altcoins will bleed. If Bitcoin goes up a little bit, altcoins could pick up a little bit more, but Bitcoin is going to control the market. And you can see Bitcoin is up. Ethereum is up, obviously. Cardano is up 5%. Your favorite altcoin is up right now because Bitcoin pushed up. It looks like Bitcoin is starting to hold. We have this bullish hammer candle right now in the weekly time frame. If we can hold these key levels and start going back towards 100K, you might be able to get away with, instead of having a huge flush out, you might be able to get away with an overall consolidation and then a push to the upside. But I do not think Bitcoin is nowhere near the top, okay? If you look at things like the BTC rainbow chart, we are still in the accumulation buy zone. And if you've seen a pullback, that's even more of a buy zone. So I think Bitcoin is not far from having the rally be over. You can see every time after a halving too, you see these lines going across. That's a halving. We normally have massive rallies. It just takes a little bit. We haven't had some crazy rally yet. So I think BTC is actually going to continue up, and then altcoins are going to continue up. And I'm very, very bullish for the technology itself, especially Bitcoin and coins like XRP, ADA, Ethereum, which are some of my top holdings in my portfolio for full transparency. So this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. Looks like Bitcoin is going to actually try to hold and remain bullish. We want to see it get back above 98.7K. If we can see that and hold that level, then we can start moving towards 100K, and then we don't have to worry about a major flush out. But if we did see a major flush out, if you were looking to add more or maybe get in, not financial advice, that might be a good time. If I seen a flush out, I would definitely be buying, but I'm glad we didn't see it so far. We did see a lot of bleeding, so maybe it did get the excess liquidity out, and now we can move to the upside. So this is what I'm looking at for BTC. I do not think this bull run's over by any means. Hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you if you managed to watch to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the merch store. I'm rocking some of the merch right now, and you can check that out if you want. Or you can come to the live stream, drop a super chat or a gift. That you guys were absolutely crazy today. 85 new members. Make sure you guys tune into the live stream because you might get gifted a membership. So tune in, check us out. Even if you're at work, it's okay. Just hop in. You don't have to be in the chat. I appreciate anybody who shows up. And thank you all for everything, man, because I couldn't be here without you. So as always, y'all, have fun. Stay safe. Big money. Peace.
Alright, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this, and I appreciate you so much if you watched the end of the video. And thank you all for today. Today was absolutely insane. You guys are so supportive sometimes, and I appreciate it, man. You're always showing love. I appreciate y'all. I could not be here without you. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace.